and welcome to the Connect studio. I'm Kelvin Ross, and today I'm joined by Dora Adamo from Baker Hughes. Dora, would you like to join me? Hi Dora, welcome.
Hi,
Thanks
Kelvin.
for joining today. Please
Thank
take a
you for
seat.
inviting me today.
So Dora, thanks for joining me today. What do you think are the key challenges over the next year for the energy sector?
So, Calvin, I think nowadays the geopolitical events are really asking us to refocus around some important topics such as energy security first, affordability, and sustainability, something that somebody is calling energy trilemma. We have seen in the past years a lot of countries committing to the net zero emissions by 2050, and that's a very good news. What we are expecting is that we will not see an important reaction to that. So we still need a lot of innovation coming through in order to achieve the ambitions that we have, and we need really to move fast. We need to react fast, otherwise we will not be able to stay aligned with the commitment that we have for the long term, as well as managing the medium term, the short and medium term security issues that we have.
Mm-hmm. And in reacting fast and moving fast, which is a challenge, but what opportunities does that create for players in the energy sector?
So the energy sector will play a key role. It is at the center of the energy transition. And while having challenges, of course, is also a lot of opportunities. I see opportunities mainly in three areas. The first area is the area of the innovation. As the IEA is stating, we have only 25% of the products that will support the energy transition commercially available today. So innovation will be paramount in the next years. The second area is the area of the energy efficiency. Of course, energy efficiency resides everywhere around us, but there are a lot of low-hanging fruit also within the energy sector. We will see that 37% of emission reduction to get to the net zero emission will come from energy efficiency. So that is another foundation. The third area I'd like to highlight is the one of collaboration, because we have seen collaboration so far, but we need to step up with another level of collaboration. That is actually happening in the industry. That's something that we see happening with our customers, with manufacturers, with energy suppliers, and is also happening within policymakers and regulators. And that again is something that I see as fundamental to progress to achieve the net zero emission targets. So I think we need a dual approach. The approach of staying focused on energy efficiency within the industry, and at the same time innovate for the technology of the futures.
Mm-hmm. You talk about energy efficiency, which has become paramount this year, but do you think up to this point it's been slightly overlooked? Everyone always talks about energy efficiency, but now it's really in focus. Do you think it's been a bit neglected?
I think it's not been neglected, but we can certainly do more. I'm of the opinion that each and every individual has a role to play here, that's for sure. So we can use energy in a more efficient way. So personal behavior will be important. At the same time, within the industry, there are wins that we can get still and that are still there. Apart from something I care about, that is all the topic around waste heat recovery. So how to make of waste heat additional source of power and heat. There is another important area that is very adjacent, that is cogeneration. So cogeneration is definitely one of the low-hanging fruit that the industry has to decarbonize. Is efficient, it will give flexibility to the energy system of the future, because we will be able to integrate a cogeneration system within with the renewables, also offsetting the intermittency and the resiliency issues that renewables are bringing. We see cogeneration as bringing efficiency, because basically you can get more of than 80% of efficiency with a cogeneration system, and we know efficiency, it means emission reduction at the end of the day. So efficiency is a paramount, combination of heat and power is paramount, and will be one of the pillars that will bring us into the net zero emission goals.
You talked about having a role to play, and it's widely accepted there's a drive to electrify everything that can be electrified, but obviously that leaves a segment that can't be electrified, which is a role for gas. What is the role for gas as you see it in the journey to net zero?
So in one word, I see it as essential for the future of energy. Again, I see gas not only as a transition fuel, but actually as a destination fuel. It will enable the future energy system to happen with the large amount of renewables that we will see online. It will enable flexibility into the system. It is a fuel that among the fossil fuels is the cleaner one. The emerging economies will switch from coal to gas, and that's another reason why I see gas still in the future of energy system. And the third reason is because with innovation we can make it even more cleaner with let's say most known technologies such as carbon capture, utilization and storage, but also with new technologies such as net power. We just invested, Baker Hughes just invested in net power, that is a solution that inherently capturing CO2 will enable the production of electricity, of water, and of already sequestrated CO2.
Mm-hmm.
So natural gas in the energy system in the future, yes.
Mm-hmm. And as well as natural gases, and you've touched on the other technologies such as cogeneration, but for alternative fuels and other innovations in gas, what do you see coming to the fore quickly?
Yeah.
And what are those that are, maybe you said gas is a destination fuel, what are those that are further down the line, nearer to that destination?
Look, this will help me to speak about one of the technology I love the most within Baker Hughes, that is the novelty family. Is a portfolio of industrial gas turbine. It's going from 5 to 20 megawatt, and we developed this portfolio with the aim to minimize total cost of ownership for our customers. So it has very high efficiency, both at simple cycle, 37%, and in cogeneration application up to 85%. So we developed further this technology to be able to run hydrogen and to burn hydrogen. Today we can already burn 100% hydrogen with water injection to lower NOx emission, and we have a roadmap to be able to burn in dry low condition, with dry low emission. This is a turbine that will still keep in hydrogen, with hydrogen, the same level of performance efficiency. We'll be able to go from natural gas, blended hydrogen, to 100% hydrogen on a fly without even the need of hydrogen for startup, meaning no need for the customer of having additional infrastructure. So I'm also glad to say that recently our product selected the novel T16 together with the compression technology for the Edmont Blue Hydrogen project in Canada. So at Baker Hughes, we believe that hydrogen will play a key role in the future. Europe is actually front runner in this respect, and so we are working on the value chain of the hydrogen with solutions that are going from hydrogen production to transportation, storage until the utilization as so it will be paramount for the net zero emission targets.
And in that value chain, that hydrogen supply chain, at one end of it, the technology, the turbine, is able to already burn the hydrogen, but it's the supply chain to get it to there that at the moment isn't quite there. So what needs to happen? Perhaps in that spirit of collaboration you talked about earlier.
Yeah, so for sure we need some acceleration on that respect to support the development of the infrastructure throughout the value chain of hydrogen. Of course, policies and regulation can help and enable this to happen in the future. At the moment, around the world, there are some pilot projects, but of course, in order to be at scale, we need a collaboration among the ecosystem of hydrogen.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned carbon capture and storage earlier on, which over the last 10 years has gone in and out of vogue and is now very back in vogue. What needs to happen to accelerate that and to bring it to the point where it's almost got to for about the last 10 years and hasn't quite made it?
So as well here, I think that the role of the policy and regulation can help. From a technological standpoint, I think in the last years there has been big development of the technology with new plants online to demonstrate the viability of the technology itself. And at the same time, in parallel, there are also more I wouldn't say disruptive, but advanced way of capturing CO2. I was mentioning net power earlier. That is one of it, because through the oxycombustion, so inject the oxygen in the combustion chamber of a gas turbine, basically will enable to have almost pure CO2. And so that's very easy to sequestrate at the end of the day and with a lower cost.
Mm-hmm. Dora, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you very much for your time. And hope to see you again very soon. But thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget you can catch this interview and all the other Connect interviews on inlit.world.